those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters. The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
We're back here on Analyze This. We're wrapping up a conversation with Senator Neville Francis, and then we're going to bring in the Kappa Alpha Psi big shots here from St. Croix. So, Senator Francis, good morning once again. Glad to have you on. Thank you very much for coming on.
Good morning.
On short notice. You were talking about our situation with our hospitals, and you earmarked $2.5 million for each hospital.
Yes, additional to $2.5 million to each of the hospital. 1.5 particularly to go to the Charlotte Kimmelman Center, Cancer Center. Again, to improvement there, as well as and additional funding for supplies in the St. Croix area. We did 1.5 as well for the cardiac cath lab. To try to get that up and running and get that going, as well as, another $1 million for supplies. Something that we have been discussing and really critical is that we're seeing, and we want to slow the bleeding, no pun intended, in terms of what we're seeing with the physician departures. A lot of the physicians are a little bit frustrated because they don't have the supply equipment to be able to do their job, and that presents and threatens their ability for malpractice. And these things then jeopardize their licensure, and lawsuits against them. So they're very careful and cautious about that. And as a result of that, a lot of times, we see where physicians are actually departing or leaving the Virgin. So we want to be able to stop that bleeding to ensure that they have the necessary, supplies, equipment to be able to do their job and protect them. And, so that we could be able to provide a level of service to this community. But healthcare is certainly priority when we took a look at the budget in particular.
What about my Keaton?
Well, Myra Keaton, again, we have where the Royal Leicester Snyder Hospital has the oversight responsibility for Myra Keaton. So whatever funding is associated with that really is to ensure, and we had a discussion and perhaps allowing for a line item to address, that.
I would put that's using the population. This is just me though, just having some fun with you guys and a suggestion. I would, since it's 2.5 for St. Croix and 2.5 for St. Thomas, and given that St. John population is about 10% of St. Thomas, I would put a little 250,000 aside for Myra Keaton. That's just me. as a numbers thing. You know what I mean? Just having some fun with that this morning. So a little 250 for my Rakitin, in addition to the 2.5 and the 2.5 respectively for St. Thomas and St. Croix. But that's how you call me in legislature no more. Hey, look, man, always nice talking with you. Have fun tomorrow in the legislative budget session for fiscal year 2026 budget. And anytime you need to reach out to me, just let me know. Are we good?
Thank you very much, and I encourage the public to tune in and listen to your legislature in action. Again, you can view that via the legvi.org, our Facebook page, our website, or whatever, because, again, we want you to be able to view what's happening and be totally transparent with that.
Hey, I got two Kappa Alpha Psi guys here. I don't know if you know them personally. Didier Hughes, that's you, and Devante Joseph. I got a chance now to say something to our Senator Neville Francis. You want to say something to be quick? I know the opportunity present itself.
I know them both.
Oh, you know both of them?
Yeah. I know both of them.
Okay. So then we got to have the courtesies. You want to blaze? You want to blaze, Senator Francis, Mr. Hughes?
Nothing to blaze. Thanks for all the work you do, Senator. All the best.
That's good. Mr. Joseph?
No blaze today. No blaze today.
Okay, we good.
But just keep doing the good work, you know.
That's right. That's awesome. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. That's Senator Neville Francis joining us this morning here in advance of tomorrow's budget session. So we got the pretty boys. That's how I know why when I've been in Canada. Put the microphone up so you can speak directly into it. Both of you. Already announced your names. Mr. Didier Hughes, good morning. Welcome to Analyze This.
Morning, the people of the Virgin Islands. Thanks for having us.
You got it. And Mr. Devante Joseph.
Yes, morning. Trinas and Trinos out there.
That's good. We know each other, or I just know me because I was a senator and I got a big mouth on the radio?
Yeah, that part.
That's it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
we're good with that. So, when I went to college, way back when, before you guys even existed, you know what I'm saying? We had the Greeks, right? That's what y'all are, right? The Greeks, right?
That's right.
And we had so we're going to focus on the fraternities today, right?
Okay.
So we want the ladies, right? The Zetas and what's it, AKAs? What's the other one? The Deltas, right? That we love y'all, right? But y'all ain't in it today. You know what I'm saying? We focus it on the brothers, right?
Strictly.
Got me talking the Yankee twang and all that stuff this morning, right? So we had four, I would say, high-profile fraternities, right?
Right.
The Alpha Phi Alphas, that's it?
Yeah, Alpha Phi Alpha.
That's the black and gold,
That's
right?
Yes.
You had the Omega Psi Phis, right? That's the Lakers colors, right? The gold and purple. Purple and gold, right? Then you had the Sigmas, right?
Yes.
That's the blue and the white.
1914.
And then we had y'all, right? The Kappa Alpha Psi's.
1911.
1911, right? What's it? Red and black or red and white?
Crimson and cream.
Crimson and
cream.
And cream.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, there we go. So here is how we used to look at you guys, right? The Q dogs, the Omegas, right? They were the thugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were the thugs, right? The Sigmas, of which my dad was a Sigma. I didn't pledge, right? Those are the intellects, right? Yo, I'm just be honest with you, right? The Alpha Phi Alpha, those are the nice guys. You know what I'm saying? Those are the guys that parents want their daughters to bring home and all that stuff. And then I'm coming to you. I saved you for last. And then you Kappa Alpha said, you guys were the pretty boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, right?
So we would have wanted not to take home then.
Yeah, y'all always had the newest clothes and all that stuff. I looked the part, right? So I just wanted to do that to break down. Yeah, I think we can all get some consensus on that. We cool with that?
Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong in that.
But at the end of the day, another fraternity that I didn't know existed until I went to SUNY Old Westbury, Sigma Phi Rho. You ever heard of that one? Brown and white.
No.
I know the last Divine Nine was Iota Phi Theta.
Yeah.
Okay.
They came in 1963.
1963. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So look up.
That was the last one for the Divine Nine.
Okay, good. So while you guys talking, I'm gonna look up the Sigma Phi Rho thing, right? and all that stuff. But let's get right to it. Didier Hughes, graduate of what school? What year?
Lincoln University, 2020. That's where I went to school. That was my first HBCU. I pledged Kappa in 2018. Me and Vice President Devante Joseph, we pledged the same year at different schools.
Different schools. Okay. Where'd you graduate high school from?
I graduated from Complex, even though I'm at heart a chicken hawk.
Mm-hmm.
I actually moved to St. Croix. I was getting in too much trouble over in St. Thomas, so my mom transitioned over here.
Mm-hmm.
I came over here and I started a new leaf when I graduated in 2016 from
2016
Educational Complex.
Educational Complex.
That's
But
right.
you're a chicken hawk at heart.
Yeah, that's what made me the guy I am
At
today.
heart. You know what I'm saying?
That's what developed my personality and character.
Okay, right. So you are Barracuda.
Yeah.
Barracuda via graduation, but
Yeah.
but biologically you're a chicken hawk.
Chicken hawk, for
Okay,
sure.
good. And look, I want to give you some props right off the back, because you're being candid about what you was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
wasn't behaving. You know what I'm saying?
All a part of the journey.
Yeah, of course. So I like that. Right. By the way, my uncle and my brother graduated from Lincoln University, man.
Oh wow, they have a real Virgin Islands pool.
Willa Jan, I don't know if you know Willa Jan and Moko Jumbi, the ultimate Moko Jumbi.
Yeah.
He's a Lincoln.
And I learned Albert A. Sheen, what the name, he went to Lincoln University.
You call that name with some reverence.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
That's a great Virgin Island. You know what I'm saying? They named the campus after him for a reason. You know what
He
I'm
went to
saying?
Lincoln.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So if you want, we could talk the Yankee talk this morning. I'm good for it. All right? No, Lincoln University. That's up in, what's it, Lincoln? Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford.
Okay, so we're good with that. We'll get back to that. So we're good with that. Devante, what's up, man?
I'm good. What's up?
Tell me about yourself. High school, where at?
Barracuda Nation.
Barracuda again.
Class of 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
And then you went where?
I went to the Bethune-Cookman University.
Daytona Beach.
Daytona.
That's the plane university, right? Small planes and all that stuff they got.
Yeah, it's
right?
next to Embry-Riddle.
Next to Embry-Riddle, right?
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Did you ever attend the Daytona 500?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they used to come to the school and like recruit us to do like
Yeah.
their jobs. So
Yeah.
I did it about 2 times.
Yo, explain this to me, 'cause I've been watching this race all my life on TV.
I don't know if I could help.
No. Me talking about the race. The actual track, that is high bank. It ain't a flat track. It's a bank track, so it'll create the restrictor plate racing where 40 cars are right next to each other at 200 plus miles an hour.
It's very loud. It's like, imagine 3 highways and you're just in the middle.
Yeah. So it's actually real that you can actually feel the energy
You feel it.
and all that stuff. Okay, that's good.
Like how I'm sitting next to you, like we have to shout.
Yeah. And they got there's drafting, and you got to stay close, and that's why when they have an accident, 20 cars
Yep.
gone up the river.
It's a lot.
That's right. So talk about your Bethune-Cookman experience, and you said you pledged.
Yeah, so I pledged in 2018 as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually when we met each other after we pledged.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we were introduced to another brother. I can't remember who, but yeah.
Now, you graduated in 15.
From college.
Huh?
I mean, from high school.
High school, yeah. What year, what actual school year you went to Complex? 1 year or 2 years?
1 year.
So he had done gone by the time you reached.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, why Kappa Alpha Psi?
Why Kappa Alpha Psi? So,
Well, the answer really is supposed to be why not? You know what I'm saying?
I know, but we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So when I got to Bethune-Cookman, there was no Kappas on campus. They were suspended for a 7-year period.
Mm-hmm.
So all I had to go off of was alphas, omegas, sigmas, and iotas. So I got the chance to like experience them, and it just wasn't a good fit. So then I said, but there's one missing. And they were like, yeah, so homecoming, some of them, they returned to college, and they did. And that's when it was like a connection at first sight type of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, after seeing them, I connected with them and then did my research, and I found it to be, the perfect fit.
Why Kappa Alpha Psi, Mr. Hughes?
Of course, why not Kappa, let's say. But it goes back to something that you touched on a little bit earlier when you said these were the guys on campus that had the smoothest cars, the flyest gears. These are the guys that got all the attention. And when I did my research to see what kind of aligned with my personality, and I kind of looked at the virtues and the values of Kappa Alpha Psi and achievement, and the way they walked into the room, then it was about 3 or 4 of them on campus, but anytime they walked in the room, all eyes was on them, and they was watching their next move. And something about that shook to me, because something that always resonated with me is what legacy I would leave in this life. You know, when we write papers in school and these people and what they did, how much papers we did on Martin Luther King and Bob Marley and all these iconic figures. When I walk in the room, I want to be like that guy, you know, but that guy with a positive impact. And that's what resonated with me. You have a platform to do things for the community. You have a platform that inspires people. So that's why Kappa Alpha Psi.
That's what I'm talking about. Governor of the Virgin Islands, a Kappa Alpha Psi?
That's right. It
Perfect
would only
example.
make sense. Yeah, it would only make sense. And too much numerous to members.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I gonna leave it for now. I just leave it for now. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, Governor. How are you? All that good stuff. By the way, Sigma Phi Rho is an African American college fraternity founded in 1979 at Wagner College in Staten Island, New York, focusing on the values of scholarship, leadership, brotherhood, service, and empowerment for its members. I think literally all of the fraternities, that's the foundational
That's the foundation.
aspects for
It
ALPA,
just-
right?
It just all boils down to your personality and what you want out of it. But pretty much everybody has the same foundation.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Now you know, I'm a history major, so you know when you talk that 1911 talk, that's me. But you said that for a reason.
Yeah.
Because there's a distinction between 1911 and 1979. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all are part of the original 8. That's
The
9.
elite 8.
The 9, or was it 8 or 9?
The Elite 8.
The elite 8
Yeah, well, the Elite 8.
with respect to fraternities and sororities, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Talk a little bit about that and why that's important. Why
He talks about it all the time.
go right ahead, man.
Like when we talk about 1911 and what was going on during that time, and what the founders had to do to build this networking aspect of networking through black people throughout the entire states. 1911, we're talking about people still getting lynched, black people having to learn outside of the classroom. They was not given the same privileges to join other fraternities or the Caucasian fraternities that were active at that time. So when we talk about 1911 and 1913 and 1914 and 1915 and all these other fraternities and sororities, they actually embarked on this journey of black power at the college level and the college institution, that these people that came for higher education will come together, whether male or female, in these iconic groups and just build something. And when we talk about 1911 and achievement and what the founders embedded in our mission and our focus, achievement, and just giving it your best, during that time, there was so much to hold you back. There was so much forced against you and the odds were stacked against you, that what they created that's still alive today says a lot about the foundation and what they built.
So Joseph, you want to piggyback on that before I get back to Mr. Hughes?
No, I think he pretty much touched it.
You touched it?
Yeah, he touched it.
Okay, good. By the way, one of the joys of this show is my audience, right? I'll be very honest. I touch on a subject. If I don't know about it, they're coming to rescue me, right?
That's good.
So Lunsford Williams, out of Rock, originally from Grove, he lives in St. Thomas now, he's an attorney. Claude Gerard,
Yeah.
that's my partner. Simba, one of the greatest cooks. You go cook. I don't know if I know about
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
all fish.
Yeah.
That's all fish that he could knock up.
Yeah.
Good. And Stanley Jacobs. Those 3. Lincoln University graduates, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Claude
saying?
Gerard.
And Claudi's a Kappa as well.
Kappa.
You know what I'm
Pledge
saying?
my chapter.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we good. We got Man and Simba. We go to you know, he used to be a jockey back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, he could rate. Yeah, he's nice with the horses. You know what I'm saying? So we good with that. So you got a mentorship thing going on here, and all that stuff here in the Virgin Islands here on St. Croix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This has been in the work for about 2 years.
What exactly? How did this come about? This mentorship thing that Kappa Alpha Psi is doing.
Me? Okay. So what is called is Kappa League. This was originated in California by the Los Angeles Alumni chapter. The origin or the purpose of Kappa League is to kind of get those young men to that post-secondary point where they either go to college, trade school, army life, or even straight to work.
Now stop right there, 'cause you know.
Wait, okay.
No. You said the Los Angeles chapter.
Yes.
Right. We'll make a distinction.
Okay.
Los Angeles got a lot of universities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So talk about how they designated as the Los Angeles chapter? Does that include all of the UCLAs and USC and all Kappas who live in LA or whatever?
Well, yeah, that's
or
pretty
pledge?
much how the alumni chapter works. Is those within the area.
Okay.
You just have to graduate from it.
You get that? Okay, good. Okay, good.
So yeah, being that Los Angeles was one of the places with high crime, it was a project to get these young men, as a way of not turning into the street life. I don't want to say it that way, but I'm gonna have to. That's really the original. You got him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it originated.
Okay.
And
how long ago? How long ago was that? Do you know?
this was like the early 2000s.
1969.
69. Okay,
No,
good.
1969.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we'll take a break. Come back. Great conversation with Mr. Didier Hughes and Devante Joseph. Be back right after this.
All right.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
And we're back here to Analyze This. We've got the Kappa Alpha Size in the house, St. Croix alumni, right? Mr. Get a mic, son, for Didier Hughes, Mr. Devante Joseph, and you were telling us about the Kappa League, right?
Yeah.
You said 1969, my brother.
Yeah.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah, 50 years. We're talking 50 years of guiding students into academic achievement. I mean, this has been well embedded into the fraternity in the mentorship program for career prep and community leadership. So we're talking a whole lot of information we put in out there.
Let me ask you this question, because since you went there and you claimed that you was a rude boy when you were young, and we were all straight. We all had some part of us that has a day. You don't sung the part, so something had to happen with you mentally. I don't need to know about the incident and all that stuff. But when did you realize it was time for me, to actually, get on the straight and narrow? Or was it just a classroom experience where, because you sung laid back, if you were still in that life, you'd be an assassin. You know what I'm saying? The way you talk.
Imagine that's my line name. Assassin's
Hear it there?
Assassin's
So
Creed.
you know that I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, on point.
But you sung kind of focused here, so something had to happen. At what age, and what was it about that now you want to be a contributing member to society here in the Virgin Islands?
One word, man. Kappa Alpha Psi. Well, Kappa was it, man. Kappa was it that changed the dynamic of my life. I mean, when I moved St. Croix after so much trials and tribulation, getting suspended multiple times over in St. Thomas when I was in high school, moving to St. Croix, I still had that mentality. But when I went to college, and I was around a different set of people, right? There was one time that somebody told me, you have to leave the Virgin Islands to see what the Virgin Islands is. Get that secondary experience abroad. And when I went through my Kappa Alpha Psi process, it wasn't until after I pledged and we started actually engaging and doing the work, the community service, the meetings, the plannings, the getting sponsorships, all of those that put me in different rooms with so many successful people where there was no way for me not to develop. Running meetings, reaching out to community sponsors, doing community service, giving back food. All of those things change your whole subconscious way of thinking that there's no way that you cannot be successful. There's no way that you could get around being this figure in the community and giving back. Just if you could just change the life of one person and make one person day better, I realize that's...
Now, even though... And this is just me from the outside looking now, right? Right. I always keep that in mind, right? Because I didn't pledge, right? I see a brotherhood, or I've seen a brotherhood with all of the fraternities, regardless of whom you pledge with. Is that a legit
That's a legit
perspective?
statement. That's a
right?
legit statement.
Kappas respect alphas, alphas respecting, omegas, omegas respecting sigmas. It goes on and on, right? So, in that vein, and doing community service, we got the Kappa League. Do the other fraternities have something similar like that, which allows for y'all to play, or this is a distinct thing that makes Kappa special compared to the other major fraternities?
To be honest, I'm not really sure what they have specifically, but yeah.
As far as you know,
as far as I know,
Kappa League is the joint.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's a wide, vast amount of programs that they do, but is there something like Kappa League? I wouldn't say a firm yes, but there's different programs, initiatives that our fraternities do that support male mentorship. But when it comes to Kappa League, a focused enrichment program that assigns mentors and goes the extra mile to ensure that these kids gets the right professional development. I can't say.
So you know about Kappa, you know about the rest when it comes to this thing, yeah.
no.
I give them the props, man.
No,
Yeah,
that's
the Divine Nine is our community service based. When you look at it, we just do it throughout our different avenues and our different routes.
I'm learning about the Kappa League and all that stuff, so I'm cool with that, right? Dun, 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 I'm cool like that.
That's my song. That's my song.
I jive like that. I roll like that. Yo,
it was a lot.
I can't help myself. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold it against me, right?
It's okay.
I just enjoy communicating with people, and ain't nothing moving me. Yo, this is to see two young brothers. You know what I mean? Articulating. You know that's what I live for. You know what I'm saying? And just people in general.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't really it's a color thing. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that, right? Because we are people of color. You know what I'm saying? But I had some sailors in here, right? And there was a young lady, a young white girl here, Caucasian, got to be respectful. And her moms were sitting right next to me because they were going to Portugal and all that stuff.
Oh, nice.
And just to hear them talking, I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? Iraqi braids, and I look like I'm 40, but I'm 61. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? And I, as a Virgin Islander, who was fortunate. My dad was a doctor, so my mom's, worked in public health. So I was never wanting for nothing. So I had no excuse. Right. You know that kind of how we're, right? So to see the young Virgin Islanders, like go out there, get your education, come back home, giving back to the community. That means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting emotional, so don't hold it against me, right?
No, it's okay.
By the way, the Lincoln University alumni just keeps growing and growing. You know what I'm saying?
We big.
Orville Ken. I'm sure you've heard that name over there, right? He was the president at UVA at one point.
Yeah.
Right? Graduated from Lincoln. Dr. Lucia Molinar, Dr. Alfred Heath. Great Virgin Islanders. The list goes on and on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find that Bethune-Cookman alumni. You know what I'm saying?
They have some.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have Dennis Smith. I think he might have won. I ain't sure, but I go find out. You know what I'm saying?
Mary, that's
Huh?
Mary McLeod.
That's what we're talking about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we're good with that. So I like to promote Virgin Islands. I can't help myself in that regard. So we good. Okay. Donald Cole, one of my boys, and Rocky Leibo, they texted me and all that stuff. So Donald Cole asked this question. Why did the fraternities embrace the Greeks and not Africa? In terms of Kappa Alpha Psi and all that stuff. Was that part of the educational thing? Because as far as I know, Kappa and all that, that's letter. That's the alphabet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So from what
It's
you
a
know,
Greek alphabet.
from what you know from a history standpoint, was it because of an alphabet or
It
all
would
that
go
stuff?
back
Omega, Alpha, Kappa, Sigma.
It would really go back to what my brother Didier said, and the time that it was where we weren't allowed to do a lot of things.
Oh,
yeah, we weren't allowed to be a part of their Greek letter fraternity, so we made our own.
Yeah.
As far as why it's not African, I cannot tell you. I could only tell you why it's Greek.
No. But you're trying to process it. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm cool with that. I see you thinking your brain functioning right now.
I kind of knew where the question was going. I was like, let me jump on.
So I teased them, right? And so he said, so when he asked the question in Greek and Africa, I said, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Because, he is a Greek.
That's one of my favorite players. Right
He's
now.
a Greek.
Yeah, I'm a Milwaukee fan.
Of African descent.
Yes.
You check what I'm saying? So the connection is there. And by the way, Europe, right? Well, Africa, let me put it this way. Africa, the transition from a lot of people of color from Europe, from Africa into Europe was because of the colonial history we got there where Belgium, England, France, they had a lot of dominance in Africa with our forefathers and mothers back in the day. And that's why you see that influence. They're moving north, Italy, Spain.
It's true.
Greece, in particular, England and France. You know what I'm saying? People of color, and the majority of them coming out there. And India. And India and Pakistan, all that stuff.
Yeah, anywhere you turn, the African descent is always there.
That's the motherland.
Yeah,
that ain't that name for style.
Correct.
That's real. You know what I'm saying? So we're good with that. Let's talk about the league, the class that y'all had for 2025, and you're gonna be inducting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9.
Yeah, we have 9. Yeah, we have 9 young men that were recently inducted into the program, and like we was.
Well, first of all, explain the program.
The program in itself, leadership development program for young men, mentorship, academic support, and exposure to all opportunities that they have. And it's not just a classroom sit-down setting. We engage with them to their personal discipline and responsibility, community service, and their civic engagement. And we have a great group of kids, man. I mean, we from middle school up to the high school level, we have a good mixture of kids. Not only that they can learn from us, but they are already learning from each other.
Yeah.
So, Malik Thompson,
Yeah.
Isaiah Teague, Darnell Bannis Jr., Nelson Garcia Jr., Jamoy Plant, Meshach Price Jr., DeAndre Amos, Jeremiah Plant, brothers with Jamoy,
Yes.
and Jacoby Fatal Matthews, right? I'm sure I pronounce it the right way.
You got it. No, you got it. You got it.
The next way, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Talk about the nine kids, the personalities, and all that stuff. What really was motivating you guys to actually want to help
First of
them?
all different personalities, very, very different. They come from different backgrounds, and that's really what we want. We don't want to just choose, one particular personality. We want to show that we could push leadership and development from all aspects. For example, Didier gave his background of how he, misbehaved. I came from Kennedy Project, my background, and, it's just one goal. That's really what we're trying to portray.
And investing in the next generation of Virgin Islanders, man. I mean, me and Devante in our 20s, Devante and I in our 20s, but at some point there's gonna be a next group of young men that are gonna be in our shoes.
Yeah.
If we can take
No, actually, these group of young men are going to be
Yeah.
in your shoes
Exactly.
when they're dealing with the next group after them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
investing in the next group is a big thing, and with this program, there was an application process that has now been closed. But when we do open the next cohort, we expect to get a lot of support from the community and bringing their young men forward to being a part of this program and mentorship program as a whole. Getting these kids young and investing in them while they're young change the dynamic of of their growth.
Can I give you some advice? Young men, not kids.
Young men.
All right? So mentally, check
Young
yourself
men,
on that.
young men, young
Okay,
men.
so we're good with that. Now, like I said, I enjoy talking here. That's where, the show flows. And I don't know if you notice it, but people don't call the show. They like to text me so I can talk to you. I keep the flow going, right? So, when Doc School texted me about that question, right? So if I don't have the answer, I like to go out and Google it, right? Google is one of the greatest inventions ever. Because when I type in, right?
Except for medical purposes.
Yeah. No. There's certain things you got to go back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? But when I type in why did fraternities, that's all I had to put in those three. The rest of the questions come up. Use Greek letters, right? So we got to answer that question. Cause we need that answer, right? Sure. Right. So here we go. So I could put in our brain and work with it.
Okay.
But you were right.
I know I had that.
Fraternities use Greek letters. At their founding in the 18th century, the study of ancient Greek was a prestigious and popular part of higher education. And using Greek letters created an era of intellectualism and mystery, aligning with the founders' goals of establishing scholarly and social organizations. The letters serve as acronyms for the organization's true name or motto, a secret known only to members. So I ain't gonna get you to divulge all your secrets and all that stuff like that.
Nah.
You know what I'm
But
saying? But
I can read a little Greek, having to learn them letters.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had to learn the Greek alphabet. And even for our fraternity, we actually had a name change in our fraternity because it started off as Kappa Alpha Nu. But even at the Indiana University at the time,
Which university?
Indiana
University in Bloomington?
Bloomington,
Yeah.
Indiana. There were racial slurs that were given to the name and
That's right.
calling it Kappa Alpha or whatever. So the name was changed during the duration of the fraternity into Kappa Alpha Psi and what it is now.
Okay, hold on. I going to add something here. No, I going to put in here. Why did the Divine Nine? Because this one goes back to Phi Beta Kappa. And that Divine Nine. That's before. That's in the 1700s, right? So let me put this in. Let me see how good Google really be.
All right.
Check.
It might be with the AI.
No, we gonna work with it. You know what I'm saying? Bam. I said, okay. I said, what is the Divine Nine in Black Greek life? I said the Divine Nine refers to the 9 Black Greek letter organizations that make up the National Panhellenic Council. That's IO.
MPHC,
Right? And these fraternities and sororities were founded to provide a space for Black college students to find sisterhood and brotherhood, focus on scholarly achievement, engage in community service, and uplift the Black community amidst what you were talking about, racial inequity.
Yeah, think about those in 1911 when the fraternity and sororities were founded. What was going on at those time? It wasn't even a civil rights era yet. We're talking way before that.
Yeah, but I enjoy talking that about that history. I'm a history major, so that's a sweet bread for me. You know what I'm saying? Now I had to put in a local example, sweet bread. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And the founding of the National Panhellenic Council in 1930 unified these independent organizations, allowing for them to work together for social change and all that stuff. We're talking with Devante Joseph. I go call his name first a couple of times as well. Can be Didier Hughes leading all the time. They got the Kappa League. They got the inductions took place already.
Yes.
When was that?
August 30th.
That was August 30th? Saturday 30th?
Yes.
I was away. How did it go? How was the event?
It was great.
You saw the in the young men, you saw that they believed that they accomplished something?
Yes, but we more saw, because the way how the program starts, we do the induction to kind of showcase the people that we chose, and then we start the workshops. So we did see it at the induction, but we saw more at the first workshop that we had.
Oh, so it's an ongoing thing now.
Yeah.
And,
Once you're in,
and it's gonna last for how long?
until they graduate high school.
Okay. So I will lock them in. These are
They're
all
locked.
seniors.
No, they're not.
No, you got some sophomores and juniors in there.
Some sophomores, some freshmen, and some junior high,
Oh, okay.
middle school age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ain't got no seniors up in this.
No.
Okay, I want
Not
them
this
to.
time, not
I
this
want them to focus on the lesson, learn the lesson, right?
Yeah.
To get that paper. Come May. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I
Okay.
think we identified like the target group is that middle school where they currently
Yes.
currently
Man,
developing, right?
Hey, I was singing nice. Like I wet behind the ears and sung it like 45. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. We'll take a break. Come back, talk with Mr. Joseph, Devante Joseph, and Mr. Didier Hughes. We're talking about the Kappa Alpha Psi first Kappa League, right? Induction.
First class.
And it's first class with a K.
First class.
That's right. Kappa League 2025. Be back right after this.
Yo.
And we're back here. Analyze this, and we got Mr. Devante Joseph and Mr. Didier Hughes here from Kappa Alpha Psi in the house. Good morning once again, gentlemen. Glad to have you here.
Morning.
So during the break, we were talking about some things we have in common. I'm a big proponent of the library. You down with that, Mr. Hughes?
100%.
Tell the people why the library is such an important part of our community in general, but in particular when you're young. And I tell people it ain't just about research. You go there and it's about discipline. You got to be quiet and all that stuff, and that's good. That's like meditation while working. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the way of communication and research has changed, right? So when we think about Google and the immediate access that we have to information, and now with AI, artificial intelligence, we can't forget that's what AI means, artificial intelligence. And we look at these things that give us these answers quick, but the fundamental purpose of a librarian, when you go into the archives and you have all these journalist history books and information that's available to you, things that you may have searched, and think when you gotta look back in history, thinking about the future and see how things were done, either the mistakes that were made or the things that were done well, going back and researching and looking through those archives and digesting that information gives you a complete different outlook. And that's what it means for the community. What it means for us each and every day using the library and actually picking up a book and searching for what this word means. It resonated with you more, and you was able to recollect that information rather than a quick Google answer. What's the capital of this state? And you just get the answer quick, and you could just spit it back out. But actually digesting that information and reading and gathering that information from the library or from a book, it just sticks with you way more, and it's more embedded in your subconscious, so to say.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's really similar to life. Like you have to
Well,
work hard.
bring up the microphone.
The
there.
mic.
And let me let you know, right?
Yeah.
How old you been now? 23, 24?
Thank you. I'm 28.
28?
Yeah.
Right? I didn't use words like seminal. So, that's a compliment. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that. And I consider myself to be well spoken, right? But, you know what I'm saying? But so I heard you, cohort and all that. So, we wasn't using these terminologies back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's another word they use now, nuanced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With us, it was like context. You know what I'm saying? But now it's nuanced. You know what I mean? Sophisticated. So you said the seminal nature of it. Talk a little bit about that.
I was just saying, him describing, the library and history is similar to life in itself. When you work hard for something, it's much more sentimental
Oh, yes.
than just getting like that quick, fast fix. Yeah.
I'm with that. One of the things I enjoy about the library was when I do the research, right? It wasn't just about finding what I was looking for, but it was also committing it to memory.
Yeah.
Which allows me, so when we're having conversations, I don't have to be reaching back for it all the time because it's done embedded. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed that aspect of going to the library. And then I had mentors, like Wayne Grove Linton, Wayne Biggs. We'd go to the library. They were like 2 or 3 or 4 grades older than me. Because you can't get everything from your age group.
No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right? Because I had my classmates and all that stuff. But you need those mentors, Marvin Pickering, all that stuff, Raymond James, And one thing that I've learned in studying the Virgin Islands is we have so much history, intellectual capacity, the contributions that Virgin Islands have made over the years, right? Like everybody knows Marcus Garvey's this Pan-Africanism, right? All that, right? But his mentor was a Crucian, Hubert Harrison. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't know that, you learned something at this man, right?
Every day.
So you can look that out, right? And then, of course, the one thing I like to tell people, and his name is very popular now because of the immigrant situation going on, is Alexander Hamilton, right? Even though born in Nevis, right? Which is actually the perfect example of the people of the Caribbean and the movement of people, where his foundational education was on St. Croix, but he wasn't born on St. Croix.
Right,
he was born in Nevis. That's a lot of the Virgin Islands. Our history, as time goes on, will show that we might arguably be, the greatest transition or transitory, whichever term you want to use, destination, because the Eastern Caribbean, their goal to get to America included either coming through the Virgin Islands or a thought of working through the Virgin Islands to get to America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we big like that. And the one thing that we could brag about Alexander Hamilton, he wasn't perfect, right? Nobody is, right? He wasn't perfect, right? We could tell people every time you use the ATM, that's because of Alexander Hamilton, because he was the one who created the National Bank in America. Take it how you want. Now, that might be an exaggeration, you know what I'm saying?
I thank him for it.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even go in the bank anymore. I just use it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he created the American banking system. To know that someone who foundationally educated, who was foundationally educated right here, right on St. Croix, that speaks for us, man. When you look back at it, Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, I mean, when you these names that so many buildings and area are named after, when you actually look at the history and the background and the trials and tribulations that these people went through and the things that they were accomplished, you just get so motivated and inspired. And I think that even circles back what Kappa League is all about. When we talk about inspiring these young men, when they see us every day and they have somebody they know they could reach to, somebody that has been there. I mean, we have a long way to go ourselves, but when they see somebody has been there and somebody like, hey, this guy is doing well for himself. This guy has all the information. He's teaching me how to tie a tie. Small things like that, right? A lot of kids, a lot of young men come in there and they don't even know how to tie a tie. And this is just generally across the board how they carry themselves. When you put on a nice shirt and a nice tie, when you wear your pants on your waist, when you keep your shoes and your fingernail clean. Those small things just add too much to their foundational development, their character development.
Yeah.
You want to piggyback on that, Mr. Joseph?
I just wanted to say I didn't learn to tie a tie until I went to that first Kappa meeting. It was a hard time, but I got it done. So yeah, I agree with everything he said. Those are important,
But right here in the Virgin Islands, historically speaking, a lot of influences across the world. I mean, even the Caribbean as a whole. Going to Chicago and seeing the founder of Chicago was from the West Indies and the Caribbean. When you think about that, the vast time that they've traveled and the thing that they accomplished overseas, it's just like the Virgin Islands has so much to offer.
Now, I was looking up the Kappa League thing. You mentioned LA, right? 69, and the Alain Leroy Locke High School.
Yes,
that's where it started, right?
Yeah.
Right, to develop leadership skills in young men under the guidance of Mel Davis and Edgar Bishop and all that stuff. And I remember, so when I saw that, I remember Alexander Hamilton. There's Alexander Hamilton High School in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah, I try to remember who it was that I found out had graduated from there. Hold on there. Let me put in alumnus.
Okay.
Right, famous alumnus. I think it might have been somebody who I really wasn't big at anyway, but we're gonna find out. I'll check.
But 50 years ago of Kappa League.
Karen Bass,
Karen
the
Bass.
mayor of LA,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So Warren Moon, Nipsey Hussle, right? Layla Ali, which Muhammad Ali daughter, the boxer, all that stuff. Yeah, man. So, I big on promoting. What our contributions. What are you doing with yourself right now, Mr. Joseph?
Right now, I currently work with the Virgin Islands Housing Authority.
Oh yeah? You been in here before with me, man?
No.
You didn't come in here with Miss Cassius?
No.
She's still there with I?
Yeah, she's still there.
Yeah, tell her I say hail up, man.
Okay.
We name that too? Curtis.
Yes.
Curtis still there? Tell them I get him a shout out. You know what I mean?
Tell him.
They ain't been here in a little bit, but they're always welcome here.
Okay.
And
I remind them.
Yeah. No. The thing is, I were doing a lot of refurbishing.
Yeah.
Right down in they have the Hamilton Jackson Terrace.
Yes.
Affectionately known as the Red Brick. You know what I'm saying? Brick. And all that good stuff. What are you doing, Mr. Hughes? Right now?
Right now, I'm the Director of Facilities Management and Properties at the Virgin Islands Police Department.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm big with that. How's the department? You all right?
Yeah, we have a lot of things in the pipeline now in terms of facilities. We have a new police station coming online.
Okay.
We'll be moving out of West.
What was your major at Lincoln?
My major was political science, and I double minored in English and international relations.
Yeah, you think you're looking at the political arena down the road at some point?
Yeah, but yeah. This is the first.
You sound the part. I just want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? Early on.
I want my resume to back what I sound like.
Yeah, that's right.
And when people look at me, they'll be like, "Yeah, he put in the work for about 20 years."
Don't just vote for me because I sounded good on Analyze This.
Yeah, his resume back it.
I got the documents.
Look at the track record.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 20 years.
Let's talk St. Croix.
Sure.
Mr. Joseph, well, in your estimation, what's our biggest needs here on St. Croix right now? I know we got a lot.
We got a lot.
But you know what? We shouldn't be beating up on ourselves.
We'll start with the elephant, of course, the hospital needs, medical needs. I don't want to get too political. Education, they could, fix a little bit better. There's really a lot of things we could list today. Yeah. But I'll just start with the medical needs first. Always important.
Okay, I need to correct myself. Right?
Okay, correct yourself.
Lucia Molinar and Dr. Heath are Kappa Alpha size. That's what they are. They're not Lincoln University graduates.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much for correcting me there. So they're Kappa Alpha size.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
Dr. Ken is the Lincoln University graduate. Okay. And Senator Fonseca
Yes.
Is that Kappa Alpha Psi as well?
He's a brother.
Okay, so
He's a
we good.
brother.
So I think thank you for correcting me. I misread the text message. Okay, so that's my fault. What's the biggest needs through your prism right now?
In my perspective, I have a different. I think the most thing we need is love. At the end of the day, we bash.
So hold up there. Are you saying that we have all the resources we need to function as a people? We need to look at the intangible, that big intangible that is love. That's what you saying?
Yeah, I think more love and compassion for. I mean, is the Virgin Islands working for the Virgin Islands, right? We sit down and we bash, but is Virgin Islands people working in the position? Is your auntie, uncle working in those same positions that we bashing? So if we have more love for each other, more love for our island, we're talking about putting the garbage in the bin and not right next to the bin. And every time you go to the beach after the party, you still have them garbage that you leave there because you feel like somebody gonna pick it up, or you leave that beer bottle there. It starts with those small things, right? To get the brain thinking of, I actually love where I live.
Wow. You got my engineer shaking his head and all that stuff. Right?
Before we go to the big numbers and the small things that we do each and every day play the bigger part in where we live and how we feel about where we live.
Did you think, based on what you said earlier, we're here in 2025, did you ever see yourself looking at things with this big picture perspective 10, 15 years ago?
No, just experiences and the rooms that I've been in and people. And one of the biggest things for me is learning from others people's mistakes. That's one of the biggest things that I've saw. Seeing other people mess up and not make those same mistakes. I didn't even have to make them, but just seeing somebody do it and be like, okay, I know what not to do. Those small things change my perspective on how I look at things. We could get into the big money and this funding and allocated here, but the small things we do each and every day play that bigger role in how we actually feel and the decision-making process that we actually go through.
Mr. Joseph, you proud of being a Kennedyite, for the lack of it? That's a powerful.
I am. I really am.
It should be.
I
you know what I'm saying? My kindergarten and Stacy Plaskett grandmother. My kindergarten and Stacy Plaskett, Miss Mary.
Yeah.
Right there in Kennedy, man.
So
you know what I'm saying? So,
I could tell you why I'm even proud of it.
Yeah.
It will go back to him saying love. Being in that community, while there were bad things, there were even better things that you gain from it. You just have to utilize it the right way. And, I think that's what I did. It was a good sense of community at the end of the day.
And the reason why I ask that is because people got this negative depiction of the projects. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
And some of the greatest contributors in the world came out of the projects and the housing developments, housing areas, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I asked that. Check. Yeah. So when I gonna see you again, man? What's the next big thing? What's the anniversary for Kappa? Is that January thing? Is it? I think I read.
We're founded January 5th, 1911.
January,
we always celebrate the day the fraternity was founded.
So I got 115 years coming up. In
this
January.
year is actually the chapter's 25th year being active on the island.
In the Virgin Islands?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, shout out to the charter members, man. Governor Albert
Go ahead.
Jr. A lot of people that actually made having Kappa on St. Croix possible before we was even born and giving us this platform to give back. Because that's what it really is at the end of the day. Kappa League, Kappa, Divine Nine, MPHC, giving back and taking that time out to give back to the community with no expectation in returns. That's what it really means to be a...
So I'm going to see y'all in January?
Before then.
Okay,
We have Kappa have a lot of stuff we about to push out for the community. There's some programs that we're trying to push out.
Just let me know. We can make it happen. What's it? Crimson and
Cream.
Yeah.
With two kids.
And I hear when I hear Crimson, you know what the first thing that comes to when you hear Crimson, right? You know, right? Roll Tide. University of Alabama.
Yeah.
Crimson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
they're color. Yeah.
That's a color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I use Crimson and Cream. And all that stuff. So now I got to reach out to my other...
Divine Nine.
I got to reach out to them. I got 8 more. I got 8 more now since Ayo set the check. Good to meet you guys.
All the best.
Great
man.
conversation. The audience loved having you guys on.
Thank
And
you,
I'm looking forward to having you guys on again. And like I said during the break, maybe Y'all sound like y'all could sit in the chair and do some hosting.
Well, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us,
Nah,
man.
congratulations, all right?
Shout
Take
out to
a bow.
whole MPHC.
Yeah, man. Be good, be safe. Talk to you tomorrow. Gentlemen.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.